Hey guys, I'm Pat Kelly. Okay, in this problem, they've given us this function g of x and asked us to graph it. Pay no attention to the graph behind me. We'll use that later. But really, if we're going to try to graph this, you first have to understand that greatest integer function, which might be a little bit new to you, but then recognize that there's a minus sign outside of it. So if, for instance, I was looking at g of, let's say, 2.5, first you take that 2.5, go down to 2, but then this minus sign is saying you want to be down at a negative 2. So 2.5 on the x-axis and down to a negative 2 on the y-axis. That would be that point right there. Okay? And you could certainly go on and plot as many points as you want and try to look for that pattern and sketch it. That's very much the way that we do a lot of our graphs. But what I'm going to do is take advantage of the original graph of the greatest integer function that we know. And I know you already peeked. That's what I have over here. Okay? And here's my thought process. Is that we know what the graph of the greatest integer function looks like. And our g of x is just negating all those values. So for instance, let me grab this interval from 1 to 2. 1 to 2 on the x-axis. What are the y values? Positive 1. So what our g of x is going to do between 1 and 2 is take those y values of positive 1 and make them negative. So I'm going to be over here between 1 and 2 on the x-axis. I'm going to be down at a negative 1. And I even want to do that same closed circle, slide over, open circle, which is that piece right there, but negated. Okay? And now, in fact, let me even slide over that 2 to 3 range here. 2 to 3 on the x-axis. Over here, the y values are at a positive 2. Our function's going to take that same interval of 2 to 3, but take the positive 2 and make it a negative 2. And we already got a head start on that. But that's exactly this segment, but I've made it negative. Okay? All right, now I didn't start with this one, but let's get down to 0 through 1. And the reason I didn't start with it is, what are the y values? 0. Go ahead and negate that. Still 0. I just didn't want you to be confused that it looks like nothing's happening. What's actually happening is you're negating a bunch of zeros. Okay? All right, let's do a few on the other side of the y-axis as well. We'll go into the negatives. So, for instance, between negative 1 and 0, what are the y values? Oh, they're down here at negative 1. In the original function, our function is going to flip that, a minus 1. That takes me up to a positive 1 over here. Still between that negative 1 and 0, right? Let's try another one. If I go between negative 1 and negative 2 on the x-axis, the y values are down at a negative 2. Our function is just going to make that negative 2 a positive 2. So between negative 1 and 2 on our x-axis, we want to go up to a positive 2. Open circle, slide, close circle, slide over, open circle. Okay? Do as many more as you want, but you can start to see the pattern here. And maybe I'll draw one more on either side because the pattern is pretty clear, that stair-step pattern. So you can just continue. I should be up. I should be up to a positive 3 here. Close circle, slide over, open circle. Okay? All right, that'd be my thought process for this problem. Hope you can do similar thinking through the other problems that I know you'll try on your own. Okay?